I'm gonna get him a good ass hairdo. So, how was it? Did I do good?
Oh yeah. Check all the boxes today.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Shauna J. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much for tuning into yet another weekly vlog. I hope you guys enjoy these vlogs as much as I do. I completely love making these vlogs. And one of the main reasons why I love to make these vlogs is it's because it gives me the opportunity to knock out two birds with one stone. So on one hand, I'm getting a lot done, but on the other hand, because I am recording what I'm doing, it becomes content for my channel, which is of course a good thing. If you're new to the channel, never met me before, like I said, I go by the name Shauna J here on YouTube. I am a stay-at-home mother of two, and I've been married to a wonderful man for the past 11 going on 12 years. I know that statement is going to trigger a lot of people. And if you're new to the channel and you're not up on drama, look at my other videos and you'll see why I said what I said. But you know, I'm one of those people. I walk in my truth every single day. My marriage is not perfect. I mean, show me a marriage that's perfect and I'll call you a liar, because nobody's marriage is perfect. Now, I understand that I put my business out there, but that allows me to say this. I completely walk in my truth. Good, bad, ugly, weird, unusual, distasteful, whatever it is. My truth is my truth. It's the life that I have. Okay, it's the life that I chose. All right. And I am going to encourage each and every one of you guys to walk in your truth. Doesn't matter what it is. I mean, a lot of what we go through is just temporary anyway. It's just what's going to lead us into, you know, our next phase. It's going to make us stronger and we're going to be better for it. Now, today is a couple of days before my husband's birthday, and as you guys know, this vlog is gonna be about his birthday. Okay, I'm gonna try to make it as special as possible, but I have some other things on my agenda that I want to take care of before I even start to think about that. Now, this table is driving me crazy. It's a table that I got like a year ago, and I don't know where I used to put all this junk before I got this table. But ever since I've gotten this table in my kitchen, it's been driving me absolutely crazy. It's what I like to call the dumping ground in my apartment. You could see me throwing away like stale honey buns, that Pringle can. It's been on my table for like the past week. I have no idea who it belongs to, but nobody's claiming it, so I'm gonna have to eventually throw it out. This little basket right here, I'm not gonna lie, is my like this is on me. Okay. I throw everything in there when I don't know what to do with stuff. I just throw it in there. So I'm gonna take responsibility for that basket right there, but everything else is basically everyone. Okay, but I'm gonna take on that project today. I'm gonna take this project on, and hopefully you know, I could get it done. Hopefully I could do a good job. Now, you know, the older I get, the more I have this urge to call my mom and apologize to her for everything. Because I remember when I was younger and I lived with my mom, she used to say a lot of things that I find myself saying and find myself feeling. For example, she would always complain that she thinks she's the only person with eyes, like she's the only one affected or offended by mess. And now that I am a mother and I'm running my own household, I see what she's talking about, because this area seems not to offend anyone but myself. And it's kind of crazy. I used to look at my mom like, why don't you just clean it? It's not bothering anybody else. Obviously, it's bothering you. Okay. I mean, I never was rude to my mom, but I would always like look at her like, okay, man, we heard you, but you know, if it's bothering you, go ahead, clean up. But I kind of understand, because I'm kind of like experiencing a lot of things that, you know, my mom complained about. And let me know down below in the comments, like, what's one of those things that your mom used to complain about and now you're completely experiencing the same thing now that you're older. You know, it's funny because I go back all the way to when I was a teenager, and this is kind of like off topic and I'm not even sure why I'm bringing it up, but I had my first boyfriend when I was like 15 years old. And my mom didn't know about it. Eventually she found out and she was devastated, and I just didn't understand that. I was like, why doesn't she want me to be happy? I'm not doing anything wrong. I was just being a regular teenager. And now that I have two daughters, I am like so stressed that they're gonna put me through the same thing. But karma is real. Okay, so I'm ready. But there's a lot of things that I would do differently than my mom did. First of all, I really do want my kids to be able to come to me and talk to me about like anything. Like, honestly, if they have a boyfriend, I don't want them to think that they have to hide it like I did, because it really caused a lot of stress. And honestly, it made me do a lot of things that I really didn't have to do. I'm not gonna generalize and say that all moms are like my mom, all right? Because I know there's always an exception to the rule. But what I love the most about my mom is just how forgiving she is. Like, my mom to this day has never brought up anything that I did when I was younger, even things that I did as I'm older. Like, she's just like, she wipes the slate clean. And I know my mom, she doesn't do that for everyone, but for her kids, she definitely does that. So it's a trait that I really admire, and it's a trait that I'm gonna try to carry on through, and and be like that towards my kids. Now today is my husband's birthday. It's super early, not very early, but he's actually still in bed. And I decided that I'm gonna make him his favorite breakfast. It also happens to be my favorite breakfast. And it's something that I really enjoy cooking. It's super easy. It happens to be the national dish of Jamaica. For those of you guys who don't know, yes, I am Jamaican, a proud Jamaican. All right. So yes, today I am gonna prepare him the best ackee and saltfish and boiled dumpling he's ever gonna eat. All right. I'm gonna put my foot all up in this one. All right. So right here, what you're looking at is what we like to call in Jamaica saltfish. All right, so I'm gonna boil this out a little bit because it is extremely salty and it's almost inedible. Yes, that's a word. Inedible if you don't boil it. So I'm just gonna prepare the what we call flour or dumpling in Jamaica, and it's a very simple mixture. All right, it's a very simple dough mixture, I should say. So it's just flour, a little bit of salt, and of course I'm gonna use a little bit of water to combine, and I'm gonna knead it out, which is a very simple process. Just kind of like mold and fold and all that good stuff until it becomes like a slightly sticky consistency, and then that's what it's gonna look like. It's very simple. Now you see me kind of like going in and kind of like creating like a little circle, then I kind of flatten it, and yeah, it's very simple. I'm gonna bring it over to the stove, and I'm gonna put it in some boiling water. This takes about 30 to 40 minutes. I've never really counted it, but when the doughs or the dumpling starts to float on top, then you'll know that it's done. See how they're at the bottom right now? That's because they're very dense and they're not cooked, but once it begins to cook, they're gonna float, and that's when you know your dumplings are completely done. Now here I'm draining off the water from the saltfish, so it should be done. There's a little bit of salt in there, not too much. I'm probably gonna have to end up throwing some salt in the pot because I removed like maybe a little bit too much, but I like to be safe than sorry, so I like to boil out the salt. And here I'm just kind of like removing a little bit of bone, even though this is like the fillet codfish, there's a little bit of bone left back, so I like to just thread it up, have it look like this, and remove as much bone as possible. So the first thing I'm gonna do now, this is gonna smell up the whole apartment, and I'm hoping that my husband won't smell it because I want it to be kind of like a surprise. But this is me sauteing up the vegetables, the onions, green peppers, and a little bit of thyme. I like to keep my saltfish and ackee very simple because I like to actually taste the ackee. No, this is the ackee. I use the Linson Market brand, and this is my baby girl. I told you the scent is gonna perfume up the whole house, and I think that's what attracted her to the kitchen. She's smelling it. Here she's just inquiring about what it is that I'm doing, and of course I'm telling her it's Aki. I'm not sure why she's asking that, because she knows exactly what Aki is. So yeah, so I drain off the water from the Aki, okay, and I just added it to the pot and combined it with the saltfish and the vegetables. Here I'm just adding some black pepper, a little bit of onion powder, and like I mentioned earlier, a little bit of salt, because I did lose some salt when I boiled out that saltfish. It's already done. All right, all I had to do was cook it up a little bit. It smells so good. It's just like I'm getting hungry just rewatching this. I'm just gonna go ahead and dish out this food. Now the first plate that I'm gonna make is for him. I'm gonna give him 3 dumplings. Now off camera, he's gonna eat more, because 3 just drop in my husband's belly. That man is 6 foot what, 3, and you see how big he is. He's a big dude. Okay, 3 dumplings ain't gonna do not much for that man. So I'm giving him some ackee on top of that, and yeah, it's looking so delicious. So this is the finished product. This is actually my plate of food. I actually served my husband his plate, so I'm tasting it right now, and let me tell you something. This mouthful was so good. It was so good, no lie. You can add green bananas, but me and him don't really like green bananas like that. Ashley, what's today?
Dad's birthday.
Dad's birthday. Do we have anything special planned?
I'm thinking about one.
What do you think we should do for that? Like, give me an idea, because what Dad doesn't know is that I have nothing planned. Like, nothing. I know we're gonna go out to eat, but I don't know how to make it more special than that. Do you have any ideas for Mom?
So maybe when we go somewhere to eat, we can buy him some desserts.
We could buy so we could take him somewhere to eat and buy him some dessert. Should we get them to sing happy birthday to him just to embarrass him? Should we get the waitress to get all the other waitresses so they could sing him a birthday song?
Yeah.
What do you think, Alyssa? Yeah. Right now he's in Starbucks and he's getting me my fave, so yeah. So after this we're just gonna go home and I'm gonna refresh his hair. He has dreads, as you guys can see. He hasn't done his hair in a long time, and I'm gonna I've done his hair a couple of times, but I'm gonna give him like a different style. I'm gonna give him a style that I've never given him before, because I know he's been wanting to get that hairstyle, so I'm gonna attempt to do it, but I'm gonna have to look at some YouTube tutorials to see if I could achieve that look. I should be able to do it. It don't look too hard, but you never know. I'm gonna get him a good ass hairdo. So yeah, that's what's up next. We're gonna give him a nice hairdo. He didn't buy no new outfit or nothing like that. Typical men, like, I got me a new outfit. Mix it up. Ooh, that's a long straw. I guess because it's a long drink. Can it fit in there? You sure? Wait a minute, can I try my own drink first? Or no? You want a first sip, Ash? You want a first sip? Go ahead and tell me what you think. What, Ash? You don't like it? Ashley, what is it? You don't like it? Taste it one more time, man.
Sweet, right?
Tastes good. Ashley, you don't want to taste it? What is it again? The chai latte? Ashley, you're missing out, girl. Unless you want to taste it and tell me what you think about it. What do you think about it, Liz?
It tastes good.
It tastes good. That's right. Ashley don't like nothing with a little uniqueness.
It's like plain stuff. It's sweet, man. It's good.
It is good. So before going home, I decided to make a quick stop to get a quick pedicure. My toes were looking super, super busted. My husband said that he wasn't in the mood. So I was like, okay, maybe we can make a date out of that next week. But for me, I definitely needed to get my toes done. It was really bad. And my girl hooked me up.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
For
The
them,
same flag?
like that, yeah. So I'm about to get ready. I have my clothes on and everything else, and I already did my brow. You know, this is just another thing that I'm doing that's different from what I would usually do. But like I said, I'm taking my husband out tonight. It's his birthday. Yes, he's a Cancer. Now, when I Google any type of information on Cancer men, they tend to say that Cancer men are like family guys. They're super emotional, but they could also be like crabby, like moody and stuff like that. And I don't know if I agree with that. I would say maybe a little bit. I wouldn't say he's moody. I would say that yes, he's very emotional, but he doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve. I would not say so. But when something is going on, a lot of times you could kind of tell. But I wouldn't call him like super emotional or anything like that. When I met my husband, the first thing that set him apart from the other men that I dated before him was that he was he was very much so into settling down. Like, he made it clear, I mean, not right away, but very soon he made it clear that, you know, well, he saw a future with me. And it's kind of weird because the person I was seeing before him, he cheated on me. What a shame. He cheated on me. And I wish I could tell you how I found out that that guy was cheating on me. But let's say that this is very much a lot of information that I'm gonna give y'all, but he forgot to take his protection off. You know what? It's TMI. before we broke up, the number one issue that I had with him was that he just didn't want to move the relationship along. When it was time to talk about marriage and kids and stuff like that, even though I really didn't want kids, but it's kind of strange, like hearing a guy say he doesn't want kids and he doesn't want marriage. It makes you think like, okay, so what am I doing here, you know? I don't know if you guys believe in astrology and stuff like that. I don't necessarily believe in it. I think it's fun, but I also think it's nice to see it play out the way it does sometimes. Like me, I'm a Virgo female, and when I read about Virgo females, I'm just like, for sure, I'm a Virgo female, like to the T. All right, a perfectionist. I'm very, I would say, critical. In a way, I would say I am, for sure, but I'm even more critical of myself than I'm of other people. But I just really like to see the people around me win and do good. So yes, I tend to be very blunt, and a lot of people may even consider a lot of people may consider me to be a bit controlling, but it's not that I'm trying to control your life. It's just that in my head, I think I know what's best for you, and I'm always trying to lead you in that like direction. But let's go back to my husband being a Cancer man. Now, I read that Cancer men are very committal. Okay, they're like family guys. Like they really prioritize family and their kids and their household. Like they're that's what they're known for in astrology. Okay, and I must say that I definitely agree with that. My brows look weird here. I promise they don't look weird here. So it's probably something to do with the lighting or something like that. Because, yeah. I don't know why it looks like that. So yeah, he's definitely a family guy. When I just met my husband, we were both just like kicking it casually, okay? You know, he didn't want anything. Well, he never said that he didn't want anything serious. Neither did I. It just kind of was like it kind of felt like we both knew we weren't gonna be taking things too seriously. We were just getting to know each other. Yeah, seriously. But he is definitely a family guy, and early on in the relationship he made it clear that he wanted a family. And you know, that's the reason why I fell for my husband. He just didn't waste my goddamn time like all these other losers out there. He just did not waste my time. He was very just bold with his intention. He just really showed up completely different than the other guys I was seeing before. And that's gonna lead me into today's topic, okay? Today's conversation. How can you tell a guy is gonna be serious about you? How did I know my husband was serious about me? Like when I compare his behavior compared to the other men that I dated before him, I would say that the first sign that he took me seriously was that it had nothing to do with him. I mean, it did, but a lot of it had to do with me and how I felt. Like I felt so comfortable with him. I didn't feel as though I needed to be anyone else. I just felt super comfortable, like I didn't have to sit making pretty faces all night with him, because I just felt super comfortable with him. Another thing that I noticed that I didn't have to do was I didn't have to play no games. You know how they teach us to play these little games of like push and pull or playing hard to get, or like all those games. Like with my husband, I did not have to do any of that. It felt like I could just let him know how interested in him I was, and vice versa. Like, he was very much he was just very upfront with how he felt, like, and it was very, very refreshing. Before that, you know, I was into the game playing, not because I wanted to, but it's because I felt like I had to in order to keep the attention of the men that I was dating. So I just, you know, I found that to be like so nice. So yeah, that's one of the things that I noticed. I just did not have to play no stupid games with him. He wasn't playing no stupid games with me. It was just really, really nice. Another thing that I noticed was that he was very open about, you know, his intention. Okay, like very early on, he made me know that he wanted to lock me down. Like, he literally made me know that he wanted to lock me down. But not only was he telling me that, he was also showing me that. Okay, another thing was time spent. Like, he wanted to spend every single moment with me. Okay, he wanted to spend a lot of time with me. Okay, so he would come to my job so we could have lunch, which no other guy used to do that. Yeah. And then after that, he would ask me to come by his apartment, or ask to come to my apartment, just whichever was the spot for the night. So there was a lot of spending time together. He always wanted to spend time together. And if I couldn't spend time with him, he would show just how disappointed he was. Like I said, there was no game playing. Like, he didn't have a game plan. I don't know if that's just who he is when he's dating, or that was just because, you know, he decided to date me in that type of way. Because, you know, guys, they tend to be different depending on who they're dating. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with any like game playing or anything like that. So yeah, a lot of time spent taking me out on days, like not only on weekends, like throughout the week. On weekends, like, he just always wanted to be around me. He just always wanted to be around me. Another thing was, that he was vulnerable around. So he didn't have any problems telling me things that maybe guys would not want to tell girls when, you know, they just meet them, out of fear that they're going to be judged or anything like that. There was a level of comfortability around me, and I could like tell. I mean, this one is not the most reliable sign, but you could just tell that he admired me. He admired the fact that I like took care of myself. Like, he did not like hold back the fact that he thought I was attractive. And I appreciated the fact that he liked my naturalness. When I met my husband, I didn't have this hair. I had my hair was relaxed, but it was very long, like at least past, like in the, like it was mid back, but it was relaxed, but it was my natural hair. And he made me know how much he loves the fact that I keep it natural, that my nails are natural, everything about me is natural. So he made it clear that he loved that, and that made me super comfortable, because I was always a bit insecure about the fact that, you know, I'm not one to wear a lot of weave. I'm not one to wear a lot of fake nails. And I think sometimes us as women, we kind of like get a bit insecure about whether or not we kind of look like everybody else. Like, we kind of like want to blend in. So when he made me aware that he wasn't into the whole like weave wearing, like, he doesn't have a problem with it, but he just prefer that, you know, he just likes the fact that I keep it natural. Now, of course, I still every now and then wear a little bit of weave, a little bit of nail extensions and all that good stuff. despite the fact that he has his preference, which I do respect, but I also have my preference, and I personally don't have a problem with weave and a little bit of nails, okay? I think it looks cute. My husband and my daughter just interrupted me, so I forgot. I kind of forgot where I was. Now, I'm doing a little bit more than I would normally do, but let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. When I met my husband, he was not in the best financial situation, and he was honest about that. You know, thank God he got it together eventually, you know, because sometimes when you meet someone, they're not always gonna be in tip-top shape, okay? When I met my husband, I ain't gonna lie, I was doing very well financially. I mean, for where I was in life, I would say I was doing well. And for him, he was kind of like struggling because he just had some unfortunate things happen to him, but you know, he got through it. I was there to help him get through it. I think that made him definitely look at me a little bit differently. Like, I'm someone that he could take seriously. You know, not all guys are like that, by the way, because some guys, they're not very grateful, okay? And you could do a lot for them and they'll still shit on you, okay? Thank God for me, you know, that wasn't my story, okay? It's been the story with other guys. Like, I've gone out of my way to do nice things, okay, for men, and they completely fart on me, shit on me, all of that, okay? You know, I got pregnant very early in the game. Within the first 6 months of us dating, I got pregnant with our first child, and I was freaking out. I didn't want to let him know because I'm like, he's not gonna want to, he's probably gonna try to break up with me or find a reason to break up with me, you know. I mean, we were both in our 20s, and I was just so concerned that this is the last thing he was gonna want. I'm like, okay, all this like that he's liking me, it's about to done, it's about to be over, because now shit is getting real, right? No, my husband was like, I was like, you know, if you want to, you know, we could just, you know, we don't have to have this baby and all that good stuff. And he was like, what? He's like, I want this baby. He's like, I want you. I want this baby. And I was like, you know, I said, sounds good, but I don't know if I'm ready for a baby. And he said, I promise. He's like, I'll be there for you. I'll do it. He's like, you don't have to worry. Whatever I have to do to make you comfortable, to make you feel secure, I'll do it, because I want this family. I want you guys. And I was like, okay. And I took the biggest risk of my life. I really did. I took the biggest risk when I did that, because like I said, we only knew each other for, like I said, we only knew each other for 6 months, okay? So that's not a lot of time to move in with someone and have their baby and stuff like that. But I was like, listen, I'm gonna take this risk. He seems like a good enough guy, okay? And I was completely in love with my husband, okay? It was just me and him, and I was just like, man, I hope it works out. And it did. We got an apartment, we moved in, and all that good stuff. But anyway, another thing that made me know that he was serious about me was that he stood on his words, okay? Whatever he said that he was gonna do, he would do it, okay? Without fail. Without fail. Whatever he said that he was gonna do, he did it. And that's also when I knew that he was serious about me, because he never like disappointed me. Like, whatever he said he was gonna do, it was done. And that made me definitely trust his intentions towards me. So that's something to look out for. Like, does his action like match his words? And in my case, yeah, that's definitely what happened. Let me put a little bit of shine. Ooh. Let me put a little bit of shine. Okay. Let me blend that out. I don't want to do too much. I think that's it for me and makeup. Another thing that made me know that my husband was serious about me and that he was the one was that he was not afraid to commit. Another thing that made me know that he was legit was that he was comfortable around my family. Another giveaway was the fact that my family, like my mom, my brother, my dad, like everyone loved my husband, okay? So they basically saw exactly what I saw, and to this day it's been that way. Like nothing has changed. Nothing changed at all. Okay. And I would say that the final thing that made me know that my husband was serious about me was the fact that he wasn't afraid of the marriage conversation. He was not afraid of the marriage conversation. He was comfortable with it. He did not shy away from marriage talk. The guy that I was with before him, oh my God, girl. Anyway, guys, that's it for the signs of, you know, a man taking you seriously. You know, that's how you know this may be your husband, okay, when you're dating. But let me show you guys my outfit. This is me and my husband 13 years ago in the same exact restaurant. So, how was it? Did I do good?
Oh yeah. Check all the box today. All the box. By the, what bridge is that? No, that's Verrazano Bridge. That's the boss lady.
Yeah, I'm out of memory. Oh, this is nice, right?
Couldn't be an iPhone.
Yeah. Oh, please. it's blood alive.
Couldn't be an iPhone. Right, Ash?
Yeah.
Team iPhone, right?
He's saying it couldn't be an iPhone. That's not true.
I like
Yeah, we got millions.
Let's see how good the quality is. Then we can talk.
We got millions of memory.
Huh?
We got millions of memory.
Millions of memory? Yeah, but let me see the quality. It's dark, right? Can you even see me? I bet you can't see nothing.
Oh, I can see.